All right, so I'm very briefly going to go over how you can use ShapeBuilder and Pathfinder to make complex shapes out of simple basic shapes that are built into Adobe Illustrator. So for this example, you're going to start with a simple rectangle, and you're going to select, holding the Shift key, the 2 points on top, and you're going to use those live corner widgets to completely create a rounded edge. Now you're going to hold the Shift key and rotate 45 degrees. Then you're going to come over to the Reflect tool, or you can click O. Click about in the center while holding the Alt or Option key, and this dialog box will come up. You're going to want to make sure that vertical is checked, and you're going to click Copy, not OK. If you hit OK, it's just going to move the one shape that you have. If you click Copy, it's going to preserve the one that you started with, but it's going to reflect a copy that it makes. Okay, so you're going to want to select both of these things here and go over to the ShapeBuilder tool. Now you're going to hold Alt or Option, and you see this plus sign on the cursor. It's going to turn into a minus sign. That's for subtraction. So we're going to subtract this and this excess, and we're going to combine these shapes here that are remaining by clicking and dragging. And now we have a heart shape. So what the ShapeBuilder tool does is it will take different shapes and it'll show you where those paths intersect, and it'll break these shapes. As long as they're all selected, it'll break them down into where these intersections occur. And you can be very creative with how you make these combinations. Okay. So next, I want to show you how to use Pathfinder a little bit, which is a very similar tool. So we are going to create a few circles by holding the Shift and Alt or Option key while clicking and dragging the ellipse tool. And we're going to hit M to shift to the rectangle tool, or we can just click over here onto the tool itself. And we're just going to make a few rectangles going down the middle of this. So we're going to have this sort of neck type thing, and then we're going to add, a base. Okay. So we're going to center all these together. Oh, I forgot. We want to add a little lip here because we are creating a sort of fancy bottle or a vase. Let's lift that base up a little bit. Okay, so we have an unusual little shape here. We can select all of this, and over here in the Pathfinder section, we have Unite. So we're going to click that. If you don't see Pathfinder there, you can go into Window and find Pathfinder here. That dialog box will come up. You'll have all your different shape modes. So you should take some time to experiment with what these different shape modes do outside of this example. So we can take things a little bit further here. We've just turned all those shapes into one shape using one click. Actually, first, before we mess with it a little more, let's just refine our shape a little bit by clicking some of these corners and rounding them out. And let's round out this base as well. Okay, and zoom out, and that is our basic vase shape. So if we want to make an impractical but fun looking vase, we can take more circles and add them on top. And with everything selected, we're going to go over to this second shape mode, minus front, and it's going to subtract the pieces that are in front of our main shape. So now we have one of those weird vases that never really quite sure how it works because, the stems just slide down here? I don't know. But it's a fun shape, and it's a good example of the kinds of things you can do. So, like I said, experiment with this, create lots of basic shapes, see how they come together. You saw that a heart shape could be made out of just two rectangles that are rounded at the edges. There's a lot more you could do than a vase. I created an entire tarot deck using almost nothing but basic shapes, the ShapeBuilder tool, the Pathfinder tool, and manipulating things here and there with the direct selection tool. Very few of my paths were actually drawn using the pen tool. And if you follow me, I will gradually, slowly show you some tips and tricks so that you can create complex vector illustrations using very simple skills. So I hope that explained a little bit about how you can use ShapeBuilder and Pathfinder. I will have more examples in the future of specific things you can make and the kind of shapes you can use to put them together. But for now, this is just an introduction. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching if you're still with me. All right, have a good one.